Welcome back, Game 2.
Week
Man,
7.
what a crazy turnaround that last game.
You know, try. This is what we do this for, though.
Oh, yeah.
Turnarounds like that, games like that. Now we get to see what does Glacial do in the face of, that
Defeat.
big comeback. Is the momentum, on the other side now? Can Mingos close it out? Who is this Riven player? I mean, there's so many questions.
I'm not sure. When was the last time Mingos and Glacial played against each other, if ever? And did Glacial Esports go into that game looking at the standings and saying, oh, this is an easy game? And then they lost control and ended up giving up the dub, which looked pretty guaranteed for them early. I mean, Anivia 8-0 at like 17 minutes.
It looked like a give up kind of FF game for them. It's hard to say what Glacial's thinking, but I do know that is a real thing. You look at the ranks or the record of the opposing teams. I know Mingos, record doesn't look too great, but we've said multiple times up here that they're a pretty good team. They're known to take games off some of the top competition, and that's exactly what they just did here. The question is, did Glacial make the draft adjustments and have the talk they needed to get back in this game, force a game 3, and go the distance to stay alive? And to answer your question, if they've ever played together before, maybe in qualifiers?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Which is pretty hype. That they would meet now here with all these, so much at stake.
Where is Popang going right now? He is going for the blue steal from enemy jungle.
Red straight to enemy blue if they...
It's going to pay out. I mean, he didn't get spotted by that ward in the river. Lilia clearing her raptors, and is she going to clear wolves first before going to blue?
It looks like
it looks like she is. I think Kindred is going to get out of here without even being spotted by chance. Maybe he's greeting for the Gromp here as well. That might be a little bit risky. We'll see how it plays out.
Well, because Lilia skipped Krugs. Like, if Lilia does Krugs here, he gets Gromp too as well. So, and he might even get Gromp and escape. He has the Galio coming over, but so does Morgana. I think something is going to erupt here as we see Chandler Clark and Rascal Dog making their way up. Taunt
Galio wants this kind of stuff.
Yeah. But Kindred wisely kind of heading up the top way. But is completely caught up by 4 members, but we probably have a 4v4 on our hands where Popang is the focus to send a W, tagged him, but he's level 3 with double buffs, but he gets hit by the Morgana root, and we saw Galio just go down a half second ago, and Popang probably next to fall, unless he could get a hop here. Tom Kench will drop to Jinx
the hop up,
on the other side, no hop, so we have a 3v2, Chandler Clark with the double buffs now, looking to translate that into a fight win, and it's Mingos again on the upper foot.
Adam Suki really wants this.
I think he gets it. I mean,
oh my.
And now that Kindred and Vade try, they need to go back and watch this game in their review and see what exactly happened. So Kindred is 12 CS and was level 3. This means she did kill Gromp.
I think that they could have gotten away, but they looked for something as if maybe they could win it.
Flash for flash top.
Sensei, does he get away here? And he does.
Yeah, the shield enough. Oh, and Riven got a buff recently, and it was like a second or 2 on her E, so maybe had Riven not got a buff, maybe that boomerang would tag her, but maybe she had it the whole time and was waiting for the boomerang. Hard to tell, but I do think killing Crab there could have been what led to that unfortunate situation for Glacial, and had she known Lilia skipped Krug, maybe she would have just taken the blue and gone for a triple buff, which she still will do, by the way. Kindred will get the triple buff, and we see he's up at camp, but man, that nice early skirmish going over to Mingos.
I wonder if that is a telltale sign for how this game is going to play out. Are we going to see a lot of fighting going on here? We see some trades going on in the top lane, as well as in the bot lane.
Yeah, tops are flashless, and it's an important matchup. So I
think that's a very volatile lane at this point. Like you said, no flashes, no TP on the Riven. I think, okay, look, we have 2 members from Glacial Esports making their way. They actually might have been just securing the Crab there, actually. I thought maybe they were looking top for some sort of dive, maybe, with Sums being down, but... Oh, what is this?
Wait, Nar could have gotten... I don't know if Dope Sensei didn't use stun there, but could have maybe stunned him under turret and fought back a little there. Either way, hop under turret, but nothing here. You see it's still all 4 members there. Kindred channeling recall, but then finds the Lilia. It's a 2v2. The focus is Lilia first, who has no flash, but is just so fast.
Yeah, hard to catch her.
You gotta have a CC and XQ damage for that champion. Otherwise, she will just kind of wallop away. These mid lane battles are going to be kind of funny. It's hard for either champion to kill the other, right? So they're going to be testing their limits, testing the waters, trying to push on each other. But back to this 2v2, the slow will land, and I think Adam Suki. Wait a second. The third mark damage coming in from Popang, grabbing that kill onto Adam Suki. That is a shutdown. That puts Kindred back on the map.
Yeah, most definitely. So up a couple camps, picking up that kill, and getting the reset off there. Now he's making his way to his red as it comes up. Lilia still blue down, kind of just looking to pick up the rest of her camps and her bot side before making her way back up.
Gnar jumping in. He's in Mega. He hits the Gnar on the Riven, followed up by the W stun. This is big damage coming in from Zemsta. Dope Sensei jumping away. Will use the E shield to avoid that last house or whatever it is on this skin. Will not fall.
I think it's a grandfather clock. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a funny Gnar skin, but Zemsta's seeming to get the better of these trades and kind of setting Dope Sensei behind in terms of farm. He's going to have to take another back, and I actually missed. I think his wave is coming to him. It won't be the worst back in the world, but not ideal to be this far behind the Gnar.
Yeah, definitely.
But ranged into melee matchups, you know, you kind of need to get your 6 on Riven and all in him and kill him to win the lane.
Yeah, you can't really be taking trades. You're getting poked for any kind of CS you're trying to grab. Definitely not an ideal lane for, we just lost our, sorry about that, guys. We are back here, and Director Cam will reset in just a second. So yeah, you can't really be looking for any types of trades there.
Drake going Glacial. Drake 1 for Glacial. Gold pretty even.
So still level 5 for this Riven, not really able to get, I don't know if she's missing the XP as well, but definitely a struggle here. Down 2 levels.
Gonna get a lot of XP with that double wave at her turret though, and give her the 6, and she could use this 6 here to look for an all-in angle, and here this could be it.
Oh, the
Zemsta
tower shots maybe.
Caught under turret. But he's actually firing back. Popang right around the corner with the Galio support as well. This could be a 3-man dive. Lilia is on her way up the river, but won't get there in time if they do it right now. Dope Sensei finding
there's
3. TP will come in to support, but Kite Azure will take out Dope Sensei to start it. But Nick Swantek with a beautiful binding will land on the Zemsta. Looking to turn
Setting
it.
up.
Nice Morgana ulti to set up Adam Suki to come in and trade 2 for 1 on what was a 3v1 dive. And they're looking for a third. He's asleep. Oh, and the watch out Eep could come in. He doesn't even need it. The autumn attack, the Adam attacks from Adam Suki.
So that was a 1 for 3. I accidentally said 2 for 3. 1 for 3 there. And let's, we'll wait to see if anything shakes out here, but I want to take a look at that Morgana play. Utilizing the black shield and her ulti really, really well there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead and.
So the binding kills the Gnar, and after that, the value she gets from her cooldowns after that. So landing this binding, boom, killing Zemsta, beautiful. Now
Tanks this Galio ulti with her
black shield and the R down on Popang with Adam
wait,
Suki
we see something shaking
right
out live right
it's
here.
It's a 2v2, big burst damage on Popang, but it's gonna be the shutdown. Killing Adam Suki. Next up is Nick Swantek here. He will drop to the Gnar. That's 2 kills going over to Glacial Esports.
Maybe 3.
Galio's here. Dope needs to jump this wall. He will. And that's taking out 2 of the key members from Mingos who have been helping them get advantages in this early game. Tom Kench walking back from base, so members from Glacial are low, but they're 2v1. I wonder if they look to... So if they back on that wave, It could get held and maybe get stuck, but no, I don't think Senna's there to hold it. It will go under tower. It's a nice recall for the Glacial bot lane here. Put Riven in the mid lane for now. Morgana headed up top. And to me, this puts Dope Sensei in just such a gankable position because you're in a short lane with a Galio, and it's melee, meaning you have to get in his taunt range to push. So you're either giving push permanently, which is not the best idea in mid
You
lane.
definitely don't want to be doing that against Galio.
Yeah, or you're gonna, risk being taunted with a Kindred hopping a wall on you. So
I think she's just being so starved in the top lane. They want to try and get some gold and experience on this Ribbon to, as their playmaker probably in this comp. So
the dust has settled a little bit here. We're just past the 11-minute mark. Drake number 2 coming up in about 1 minute 30. It's going to be an Infernal, so it won't be Cloud or Infernal Soul try. It's going to be either Mountain or Ocean again. And Gnar can kind of just keep this Morgana shoved in. The Kindred is in his back pocket right now. The Herald was called in to finish out this turret. Gnar will just accept that gold. And Gnar is going to be viciously ahead. And we know Zemsta knows his limits and plays extremely aggressively. So expecting some more Hobson. Hobson. I haven't heard him in a long time.
nope.
You guys remember Hobson?
Yeah, does he have anything new?
No. Not that I
I haven't.
time.
Man, the Illmine of Hobson, those are some bangers.
Yeah. Isn't there like 6+ of those now?
Yeah, I think there's 6, maybe even 7 actually.
3 is the best.
I can't remember which one is which.
Holy Box just says 3 is the best. I have to go back and listen to this. Oh, to be young again.
Oh, and the videos for those were bangers.
Yeah,
too.
no, they're cool. Not as cool as some of our promo ads for One Life Play.
Yeah, Hobson, get on my level.
Especially the Mortal Kombat ones, those are my favorite. Alright, let's get back into the game. Riven still mid, Morgana still top. It's all about river control here. Infernal Drake spawning up. Glacial with control, with the start, with the push bot, and mid. When you have Riven getting perma pushed in by Galio, it makes it hard to show up to these kind of plays. Morgana's walking up through the mid lane as they give Drake. And they could look to rotate the Riven back out. At this point, I think you want the Riven in the long lane. I mean, it's not like you're getting tower dove up at your tier 1. Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
Riven
like now
can
that
go
the
top.
tower's down, send Riven back to the top.
Oh, the Rel engage. It's big. The stun's there on Adam Suki. He will instantly drop the slide Lego. The Galio ulti over the top. He's going to look for a taunt on Rascal Dog, who's forced to flash away. Dope Sensei is in the mix. The Kindred ulti comes down to make sure Riven can't execute with her ulti. And as soon as it goes away, he gets eaten by Rascal Dog. Chandler Clark on the bottom of the fight, flashing on Jinx, or on the Kindred, but it's not enough. Here's the follow-up from Glacial. It looks big. It's a big Gnar ulti on the wall. The Zap will tag Rascal Dog. He's the last one to go down.
Yes.
And that's going to be a 3-4-0 for Glacial Esports.
Yeah, big play there for Glacial Esports, now up like 2K gold, or a little over 2K gold. So, starting to create this gold lead that they had last game. But, how much does that really mean when the last game went the way that it did? We just have to see how things shake out.
Most definitely. But looking at compositions, last game we were saying it's going to have to be Karthus, and you have a Seraphine. Looking at the comp here now, see a flash forward from popping on a Chandler Clark. Look at that nasty Kindred damage. But the flash QR from Adam Suki, he's asleep, but he can't get past Slide Lego without risking his life because he would have gotten Galio taunted as well. And a nice clean pick on a Chandler Clark coming out from Popping, who is popping off in this game.
So what were you saying about the comps here?
It looks a lot more doomed this game for Mingos.
Yeah.
Last game you had those, Giga late tools, Karthus and Seraphine. I don't see it here in this comp with the game state. Senna, yes, infinitely scales, but she's not farming. It's more of a time issue with that pick. you're not getting out of Riven what you would have hoped for, as we see Riven just getting completely run down by Zemsta, and that's
Oh
a
man,
boomerang snipe.
yeah, yeah.
So your top lane threat, who a lot of the comp I think was built around, is not curving in this game. I just think it looks a little bit more doomed here. Pressure mounting mid as both bot lanes are in the mid lane here. Adam Suki paying a visit, but needs to get back to his camps. He will be going Moonstone, so Mingos could do it. You get a Moonstone on your Lilia, you have triple support, you can deny some of the engaged CC, and but where does your damage come from, Try? It's gotta be Senna over the top doing a ton of AD. Otherwise, we see 4 pairs of Merc Treads coming out from Glacial.
Yep.
Because the mid jungle duo is a double AP, right? So Merc Treads.
And that's kind of like where they're strong right at the moment. So.
Yeah, Merc Tread's gonna get a ton of value, make it a bit harder for them to find picks. Rascal Dog looking to get a lick here. And backing off. And so far Glacial are winning the battle of attrition in the mid lane. The ARAM, the NA ARAM.
Oh, the Rocket. There's not enough damage at this point. Tom's too tanky. But canceling his base maybe gives them an opportunity to apply a little bit more pressure somewhere else. Looks like they're going to go for the Herald.
Yeah, and I think Herald should go over to Glacial. Probably just to give and farm. They could look to trade away on the other side of the map. Maybe get some damage on the tier 1 in the bot lane. Morgana working on Crab, and then we'll be headed that way. And with both objectives down for another minute, well, it's only a minute. It's Drake time, Try.
It's Drake time.
It's time for Glacial to set up Drake, get control of that river, keep the mid nice and pushed. Maybe get your long lane top. Push past river would be ideal. And then send it. So Sensei has his TP, probably willing to push this to turret and TP down if he needs to, or he can push past river and walk down. But it's all about this Drake.
Yeah, I don't think they want to give this up for free, but depending on how the fight shakes out, it could be detrimental to the long game for them to, potentially lose a big fight as well as the Drake.
Riven can win this. Yep, ult comes in. She's going to heal a ton, has shields, and that execute damage.
Now she needs to. Now I think she needs a base right at this moment. Regen and TP down to the Drake for a fight.
I like that call. Try another option. She seems to be maybe chipping away at top, enforcing the TP flank threat. And we see the sleep will come in, and that's going to be onto Zemsta here. He's a bit caught out. He's a bit too far. But can he flash the wall and get away? The Swirl Seed will miss, but the ulti from Senna will tag him. And now Glacial is on Drake. Can there be an answer? The binding lands onto the Rel, and it's going to be Lilia that takes away the Drake. That's a steal from Adam Suki as the fight unfolds. The Kindred ulti
Jinx
keeping
over the
people
wall.
alive. And Jinx just dropping rockets over the wall, helping the fight, but it still could go the way of Mingos as they are just winning what's going on in the pit. And by the time Jinx walks around, her team is dead. Mingos again. How do they do this?
Wow.
It's so hard to track. Do we have a replay?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's go.
So the Kindred ulti shakes everything up. Yes, Jinx rockets are coming in, but no one can die.
No one's dying.
The Tom E, right as the Kindred ulti goes down, and it's so many low members. Galio showing up late, and it was Zemsta getting picked off to start that. And because the Riven can solo kill Galio, Galio's late to this. They need that piece at this time in the game, and just so well played by Mingos. Look how low everyone is, really fighting on the boundaries of what they can do in this game.
Without that Kindred ult, I think Jinx there just triple, maybe quadra kills them from over the wall, not even needing to be anywhere near the fight there. But like you said, the time it took her to wrap around through Tri-Brush was enough for them to clean up the fight and then get out with without being punished by Jinx.
Crazy how Mingos are pulling these fights out against all odds. I mean, it just comes down to execution. I think Galio being late, not to mention they picked off Gnar right before that, right? So the stars kind of aligned for Mingos to win that fight, but I still think Glacial's in control of this game, but it just seems like deja vu as, Dope Sensei really low, face checking a Gnar. Flash from Galio means flash from Riven, and you'll actually take that if you're Riven, but do they want to fight here? They probably would be at a numbers disadvantage because everybody from Glacial's in this top quadrant right here.
Yeah, they need to be careful. You don't want to. I don't think that you want to fight in these quadrants with Glacial Esports and their team comp.
Yeah.
I think at that point it's too easy to set up a Gnar ulti or a Rel ulti comboed alongside the Galio in those small quarters is just too devastating.
I think Nick Swiatek on Morgana needs to kind of see what's going on in the fight. He wants it to be in a lane or in the river where he can kind of quarterback it, assign the right target, the black shield, look for a nice binding, and fight that way. Alright, well, Baron is up, but it's fresh 20. The name of the game could be this Drake. Another 2 minutes try. Could just be Drake time again. Rascal Dog a bit out of position, forced to flash. Adamsuki finds Popang, but Popang dropping a lot of damage back.
So much damage. She needs a
sleep
flash over
goes
this wall.
Down. She does. Rascal Dog was looking for the eat, but the flash over the wall means that Lilia survives, and so does Popang. Nothing to come out from here, but the fast track in the mid lane goes over to Glacial Esports. Slide Lego is the force that stops them from coming through the cut, and she will engage with the Rel, with the Galio follow-up. Nick Swiatek, that's Morgana dropping instantly. Zemsta with a beautiful Gnar angle, hopping forward, getting the stun. He still has the Gnar, but he's saving it. That's multiple members from Mingos going down, full control over to Glacial. We're looking at a 3-4-0.
Yeah, there's just not enough damage from this Senna yet. She was letting loose for free as she kited away, and the rest of the team was going down, but the damage just is not there yet.
Yeah, which leads you to question, if Riven is doing okay, but without the Riven damage, where is your AD threat coming from for Mingos? It's just a fasting Senna right now. If Riven isn't in the mix, like you said, just low damage values in the early game, but can we get another steal from Mingo? Chandler Clark doing his best over the wall. Nick Swiatek on Morgana on the flank, but it will just go over to Glacial Esports, and they will peel off and take their victory prize.
Yeah, Baron is pretty big for them here, dragging up in 44 seconds, so they can get back to these lanes and pressure lanes with Baron, shove them up into those tier 1 or those tier 2 towers, and then make their way over to Dragon.
Zemsta headed top, but has TP. So he might be looking for a split angle or to just stop Morgana, because Mingos need to be asking themselves if they're giving this Drake 3. Most teams don't like giving this Drake. But Morgana no TP in top lane. It might be a give. Morgana can't join the fight. Gnar can. And that might be enough right there to where it has to be a give coming out from Mingos.
Yeah, I think they do have to give it here, and that's a bad look for them. I mean, it's going to come down to, do you let them get this Mountain Soul the next Drake? You have to fight all out, so maybe they can pick up Gnar here, but with that knockup missing, I don't think they're going to be able to catch him.
Zemsta's pretty aware, just he needs to not die here, but he's taking the 2v1. Look at that Gnar damage. My goodness. He's getting ready to go mega, but the whole team
here's
is
the
here.
whole team.
A couple members bought back by the mega, but he will flash in the face of all 5 members. Chandler Clark can't do the damage to take him down, and he survives.
Dude,
the
this Gnar is a monster right now. How do you get through that HP bar?
Oh, wait,
look at he's hopping over.
Look,
he's canceling. Oh, they're pushing base. He's canceling all the backs that he can. Are they paying attention? They have 4 members pushing in base with Baron. Hello, Adamsuki. Pay attention.
Dude, Zemsta is legit 1v5ing this map rotation play here. He will go down, but the backs first. Wait a second, the hop kills Lilia. Wait, no, Lilia Zani at the hop. Meanwhile, in base, it's Glacial Esports looking to take down mid inhibitor, but at what cost? Dope Sensei can't respond with anything. We'll go down with the flash Q. Gale Force will take out the Senna. That's Chandler Clark going down. It's full on open base time.
Oh my god, are they still
and the
going to
answer
fight
from
this?
the
Popang has
Lilia.
ulti still.
Yeah, and Popang will get the Galio ulti.
He still
is
has ulti.
fearless.
There it is.
Oh, now Adamsuki has to run into the ult to not die, trying to drop some damage,
my
and
God.
eventually will fall. Glacial Esports turning it up.
Yes.
2 inhibs go down. The Drake goes over to Glacial as well. Everything falling in their favor.
Glacial Esports going Super Saiyan for that play there. Gnar just 1v5, canceling backs while the rest of their team is in base, just wrecking both of their towers. Did they get that bottom inhib as well? They did. Just
They did.
massive plays there for Glacial Esports.
Yeah, and it's just anytime you over-index members against a really great team, they will find a way to punish you on other areas of the map. So if you invest 5 just to kill a Gnar, you gotta question what you're giving up in return. And when you don't even get the Gnar, well, they did eventually, right? It took them so long, so many recalls, so many members, and they just capitalized on that over-indexing from Mingos. Really well played by Glacial Esports. They are looking to win and not go home.
Yes, they definitely are. I think this game just got 10 times harder for Mingos. They are now down almost 10k gold. They're pushing that 10k gold mark, and Dragon Soul is up in 2 minutes and 30 for Glacial Esports, and Baron up in 2:20. So it's gonna all come down to this. I think this game has about a 3-minute timer left on it. And I think if Glacial Esports secures both of these objectives, it's going to be GG, and we'll be heading over to Game 3.
Zemsta with a big engage on a Riven, but he finds himself surrounded by 4 members again. The sleep will come out. That's a massive Gnar ulti, a big Sterax shield, but is it enough to deal with 4 members? I don't think so. But meanwhile, on the other side of the map, you gotta consider what you're losing when you send for Zemsta here, because it's Glacial Esports knocking on your last and final door. Or inhibitor, as that will drop. They are looking to maybe advance on the base. Popeng doing a lot of damage, but taking a lot of damage. The Galio taunt, the Rel Galio combo.
This is it.
Yeah.
They don't even care about the next objectives. They're going to close out the game right here, right now. Game 2 going over to Glacial Esports. Hopefully I won't eat my words because this looks pretty guaranteed, but yes, there we go. Wow. Glacial Esports turning it up a notch in the final 5 minutes of Game 2.
Forcing in Game 3, we love to see it at the LSS here. I think they put away whatever it was that led to them losing fights in last game, and they just shut the door on Mingos here with the leads they got. I gotta give it to, I think, Zemsta on the Gnar, but a really coordinated team effort as well.
Zemsta on the Gnar was next level.
It was
I cannot believe the play he was making top lane, and then what do you know? They sent 5 members for him in the bot lane.